It's easy to feel like weight loss is all about calories. And yes, focusing on calories will help you lose weight. But if you have ever gone from a 2,000 calorie diet to 1,600 calories and then finally a 1,200 calorie diet, you have probably noticed something. Cutting calories can only take you so far. There comes a point where there is nowhere left to go. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Maria and I'm a registered dietitian. And I have helped hundreds of people break through weight loss plateaus without starving themselves. So in today's video, I'm going to share 5 powerful strategies to finally help you overcome the calorie cutting cycle and finally hit those weight loss goals. So first, we need to understand this cutting calories concept. So I want you to imagine that you start on a 2,000 calorie diet and you need these 2,000 calories to maintain your weight. So to lose weight, you start eating 1,800 calories. And at first this works, but then you hit a weight loss plateau. And here is why. As you lose weight, you then become a smaller human being, and smaller bodies need fewer calories. So suddenly these 1,800 calories that you were initially eating to lose weight, that is now your maintenance level. There is no more weight loss. So next you drop to 1,600 calories a day and the same thing happens. You lose weight, but then you plateau and it feels like the only option is to keep eating less. But here is the thing. You cannot keep cutting forever. You will end up constantly hungry. And let's be very real. Hungry people are not as successful at weight loss in the long term. And in fact, you probably already feel like your hunger levels are through the roof. And this is a survival mechanism. It's like fighting a battle against biology. And that is not a battle that you can win by just eating less. But here is the good news. It is a battle that you can win if you learn how to work with your body instead of against it. Because yes, calories matter in the short term for weight loss, but calories alone will never lead to long-term success. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you need to understand how to get it working for you by burning more calories without endless workouts and reducing hunger without eating less. So here are the 4 things that you can do to work with your metabolism instead of against it. Now I'm going to pause here and ask that if you're enjoying the video so far, I would really appreciate it if you hit that red subscribe button below. It really helps support my channel. And if you're looking for healthy, high protein recipe ideas, I'd recommend following me over on Instagram. Now the first one is that you need to eat more protein than normal. Because if you are trying to lose weight, you are likely going to be in a calorie deficit. And in this scenario, you want to minimize losing your muscle mass. And this can be pretty hard to do when you're not eating as much. So you want to focus on primarily losing fat mass. And so to avoid this, you need to eat even higher protein intakes than someone who is just trying to be in general eating healthy. So for general health, I usually recommend aiming for around 1 gram of protein per kg of body weight per day as a minimum. But for weight loss, I recommend upping this to at least 1.5 grams of protein per kg of body weight per day. So for a 60 kg person, this would be 90 grams of protein daily. And some research even suggests that higher protein intakes, upwards of 2 grams per kg of body weight per day, may be beneficial in the context of weight loss, in that they can support that maintenance, that holding on of your muscle tissue whilst you're losing fat. And the other benefit of protein is that it boosts your metabolism slightly due to the thermic effect of food. This means that your body burns more energy or more calories trying to digest it. If you were a fan of Friends back in the day, you might remember there was one episode where Joey ate loads of turkey for Thanksgiving and he mentioned that he could feel the meat sweats coming on. This, scientifically, is the thermic effect of digesting all of that Thanksgiving turkey. Lastly, protein is the best macronutrient when it comes to signaling your fullness hormones. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you have probably heard about the weight loss drug Ozempic. Well, one of the ways Ozempic works is by dialing up your fullness signals, so you're not as hungry as much. And interestingly, protein can do a very similar thing. And if you are trying to lose weight, not feeling hungry and in search of food all the time is hugely advantageous. So the takeaway here is to really make sure that you're getting enough protein, more than what you may normally think you need. So don't be doing any of these juice cleanses or anything like that. And I have a free protein guide, which I will leave linked in the description box below, as well as a full video, which I'll also leave linked below if you want to learn more about protein. I want you to try and eat balanced and satisfying meals that keep you feeling full for 3 to 4 hours at a time, instead of grazing and snacking all day long. But don't misinterpret this. I'm not saying that you can never snack and that you need to skip meals. And it's also a good idea to give your body a 12-hour break or a 12-hour fast every single day or night. So if you have dinner at 7 p.m, ideally you're not having breakfast the next day again until 7 a.m. And these periods between meals and overnight, they allow your body to reset. And there was a brand new study literally just published in November 2024, and it showed us that meal timing is very important. So what they found was that the body mass index and weight loss was greater from people who had fewer meals throughout the day and who had a longer period of time overnight without food. Now there's several reasons why this may be. The case is that the human body is programmed on a 24-hour clock. We are programmed to burn during the day and store at night. And we're certainly meant to go longer than 2 hours in between feeding occasions. This empties the digestive system and it lets our glucose and insulin levels get back to normal. And as such, if we are constantly grabbing cups of tea and snacks in between meals, you stop the fast and you never deplete. And that is why many of us are never really hungry. So focus on having proper balanced meals. As the saying goes, you want to have breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and supper like a pauper. But the pattern that I see for many when they're trying to lose weight is they try to restrict and be really good all day through breakfast and lunch. And then in the evenings, they end up overdoing it and snacking late into the evening on the couch. So we want to try and counteract this as much as possible and front load the earlier part of the day with more of your food intake. The next thing that I want you to do is to increase your non-exercise movement. Those small bits of activity that we do every day, like walking, like fidgeting, cleaning, or even pacing while you're on the phone. But when it comes to burning calories, we tend to focus on the calories burned during a spin class or a gym session or when out for a run, for example. But the thing is that a much larger percentage of the calories that we burn every single day, these come from regular daily movements, not those structured workouts. And this is good news because, let's be honest, staying consistent with structured exercise routines can be a challenge for some people. But if you simply increase your daily steps, if you stand more often during the workday, or you spend more time doing light activities throughout the day, you can significantly boost your calorie burn. And also doing this without increasing your hunger levels. Because unlike intense exercise, this can sometimes leave us feeling ravenous. I know myself, I'm always absolutely starving those few hours after I do a long run. But gentle movements like taking the stairs more often instead of the lift, these do not have the same impact on your appetite. And this non-exercise movement, it accounts for up to 30% of the calories you burn every single day, compared to just the 5 to 10% that you burn from those structured exercise rituals like your gym session. So some practical suggestions would be taking the stairs instead of the lift more often, parking further away from the store so you have to walk a little bit further, engaging in light tasks around the home like doing your chores, doing your hoovering, brushing, mopping, all of that stuff. Or whilst you're working at your desk, maybe set a timer so that every hour on the hour you get up and just do some little bit of movement. My next tip is that I do want you to add in strength training. This will help you build muscle, or at the very least, support you maintain the muscle tissue that you have. So unlike cardio, like running, this primarily burns calories in the moment while you are doing it. But strength training has a much longer lasting effect. And that is because it helps you build that muscle. And muscle is like your body's calorie burning powerhouse. So even when you are binge watching Netflix, muscle is going to burn more calories at rest than fat does. For example, 1 pound of muscle burns 6 to 7 calories per day, just by simply existing. Whilst a pound of fat only burns 2 to 3. Now, it might not sound like much, but when you incorporate this strength training, it helps your body lose more fat, which is the goal that we want. And this is the real game changer. So how to start? You do not need any fancy gym equipment or a gym membership. You can still reap the benefits of strength training. Begin by small, simple bodyweight exercises. These are things like your squats, your push-ups, and your planks. Once you get good at that, you can bring in resistance bands and some light dumbbells. That will make it more challenging, and then build up. And aiming to do this 2 to 3 times a week. And this will really help with your muscle health and your overall health, because muscle is so important to how you function day to day, especially as you get older. And this type of exercise, it might seem a little bit daunting at the beginning if you've never done it before. But I promise you, once you start, it can actually become very rewarding and almost addictive when you start to see yourself get stronger. If you were never able to do a push-up before in your life, and then one day you manage to do 2 or 3. And do not worry, I promise that you will not get bulky from strength training. So to sum it all up, you want to eat more protein, at least 1.5 grams per kg of body weight per day. You want to eat balanced and satisfying meals that keep you full for 3 to 4 hours at a time. And give your body a break of around 12 hours every night. This will help your body burn more fat instead of storing it. You want to increase your non-exercise movement, like walking and steps that you do day to day. This will increase your calories burned without making you more hungry. And lastly, you want to add more strength training into your routine. More muscle mass means your body burns more calories at rest. And that, my friends, is how you beat this calorie cutting cycle. You don't need to live the rest of your life trying to eat the same amount of calories as a toddler every day to lose weight. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to enjoy this one here. And I'll also leave on the screen a playlist with all of my weight loss videos. There's many more tips inside there for you to pick up on and use too. As always, thank you very much for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.